We think about the past. God tells us to learn from the past, to thank Him for the past, but also to forget the former things. In other words, don't live in the past. Anticipate His future. You know, if we look too long in the rearview mirror, we're probably going to crash. But it's okay to glance back every once in a while and be reminded of where we come from and what God has done and will continue to do. So today we're going to glance back just a bit before we move forward. The same Jesus that launched Pathway yesterday is the same Jesus here today. What does He tell us to do with the present? Well, He says to live in the present, to enjoy the present, to stay present. Don't waste today. In fact, today is the day of salvation, potentially for someone in this room. That's what we've always believed.
We are being transformed more and more into the likeness of Christ as we too come to the water, come to the living water that will never grow dry. And we experience this rain. In Hebrew, it's called the Geshem, that He rains on us and He keeps raining. And as we live in Him and move with Him, we can expect Him to keep raining and to keep filling us and to keep providing all that we need to be His ambassadors and to do it well.
Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. As I consider the history of Pathway, I see that we had a very strong foundation. The foundation that was laid consumes Jesus Christ. It is Jesus Christ. It's the perfect foundation. Now our job is we build upon that foundation. And the Apostle Paul in 1 Corinthians 3 says this. He says, what after all is Apollos? In other words, who is man? Who is man? And what is Paul? But only servants through whom you came to believe. But God has been making it grow. Life comes because of God's involvement, not because of ours. Through Joshua, led the Israelites across the Jordan River into the promised land. He said to them especially, he said, go get some rocks out of that river and set them up as a memorial, because when my children come back and ask about God's movement across this people, you are to say, this is what He has done. And this symbolizes what God is doing and is about to do in this land of promise. Yes, this land of promise of York, Pennsylvania. That it is a symbol of all that He is going to do in lives that are transformed for His glory. It is a symbol of His movement amongst us.